Anyway, thank you so much, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, WordPress Meetup, and everybody involved. It's a real pleasure. So, my name is Steve Deitz. I'm President and Creative Director of 900 Pounds. Our office is in Bishop Arts. We started about 6.5 years ago. Our first client was the Mavericks, which is a pretty fun first client. Still working with them today. If you've been to the games, you've seen our crazy Jumbotron videos. But over the last 2.5 years or so, we've definitely transitioned to more of an experiential company. So, you know, technology continues to shift every day. We all know about that. Better processing speeds, faster, everything, the whole bit. Moore's Law continues to build more and more. So, with that said, the ways we reach our audiences continue to evolve and grow at such a rapid pace. So again, culture is key in our company. We play with technology every day. We bang and clang. We have sort of a lab. And today we're going to be showing you a little bit of the Oculus Rift. Can I get a show of hands on who's used the Oculus Rift at this point? Has anybody played with it? You have? So no one's played with virtual reality too much here. Okay. Who went to South by Southwest? See a couple people. Did anybody go to CES this year? All right. So, we're going to hopefully blow your minds today with a lot of different ways that brands are reaching their audiences these days using this new tech. So experiential marketing is our main focus at 900 Pounds, and we're going to show you how brands are reaching their audiences all across the world, so in different ways. So again, fun nerds. That's pretty much what we do. So, click that there. Almost done. Yeah, you can see we have a lot of fun in the office. Dirk has been in the house a few times. We have a really diverse client base. Activision, Rug Doctor, Blizzard, GameStop, the Perot Museum. We've got a big project with Coke in the works. Cross your fingers, we'll know on Monday. We're working with Boy Scouts of America, which is really cool. So anyway, I can go on and on. I'm really thankful and blessed. And so let me show you a little bit about what we do. Has anybody been to the Perot Museum? Hopefully a lot of people in here. All right, a few. Damn it, you got to take a field trip like tomorrow. Get on this, folks. So experiential marketing, deliberate branded encounters that engage consumers' senses, creating lasting impressions to drive brand awareness in a measurable way, both in the physical and digital world. So tangible and intangible. Tools. Technology continues to shift every day. We play a lot with projection mapping. iBeacon nowadays, of course, has just been a really cool new release for us. The Oculus Rift, having the SDK for a little while now, means learning new ways to apply that new tech. Of course, the cell phone isn't going anywhere, bless you. We've got GoPro. We had a really fun time at CES. We got to meet the founder of GoPro, Nick Woodman, who's a mentor. I mean, just an incredible guy, 38 years old, changing the world. We've got the Cintiq, which we've got some really clever ways to utilize that with projection mapping. So we've got the Kinect and we've got Leap Motion. So we've all seen where technology has gone since the 1970s. It's really come a long way. I don't know if any of you all have seen that thing before, but I don't know where the hell it came from. I don't know what it does, but there you go. It's all about connecting and engaging. So just trying to find new ways to use this tech and reach our audiences. converting consumers is the priority. So 91% of people own a cell phone. It's probably closer to 100 since I put that slide on there. 56% of people own a smartphone. No surprises there. 1 million apps. October 22nd, 2013, Apple announced that there were more than 1 million apps on the App Store. More than 60 billion have been downloaded. So I like to talk about phones starting out. Has anybody ever heard of nomophobia? Nobody. I didn't either until a couple weeks ago, but I put it in here because it's going to make perfect sense.
Afraid of pictures?
Yeah. It's defined as the irrational fear of being disconnected, basically. I mean, we think about how much we're connected every day. It's pretty healthy to try to disconnect sometimes, but the number of times you're sitting at dinner with your wife, your girlfriend, whatever, and she's clicking away on the phone once in a while, or can't wait to get home so she can look at her damn phone more and more, right? But 2010, UK did a study, and it is pretty interesting. I think there's a lot of anxiety about not being connected. So, consumer behavior and brand experience. This is really important in what we do. 98% of consumers exposed to a product or brand at a brand event will mention a positive experience, with 2/3 mentioning the brand. That's pretty heavy. Good stuff when it comes to experiences. 80% state that all forms of communication, experiential marketing is most likely to provide the info needed to make an informed purchase. Pretty interesting stats here. 93% of event attendees give the sponsoring brand the okay to stay in touch via coupons and email advertising. These stats are a little bit boring. We're about to get into some fun stuff, let me tell you. But I have to reinforce the importance of experiential marketing. 50% of consumers who attended brand experience purchased sponsored products. Word of mouth. Word of mouth is experiences. Everybody talks about the newest movies they're watching, the newest recipes they come across. Word of mouth is very important. We've got to cut through all of the media that we sift through on a daily basis. 15.5 hours of media per day by 2015. That's pretty interesting stuff. And it's only going to continue to grow and get more and more. So how do you sift through that overload of media? I'm about to show you. 500 billion is the number of brand impressions generated in 2013 by word of mouth sharing. I'll send you that website because that's a pretty interesting number. I don't know who the hell came up with that number, but pretty interesting stuff. The research we do to reinforce what we do. Turning experiencers into evangelists. Number one, awareness and amplification. To entice and enlist participation and experience, it's all about mass media. Number two is the actual experience. Trial and sampling of a product in a really creative way, utilizing emerging tech, and of course it's usually on-ground media. Advocacy, generating mass advocacy, and that's generally done in the post-game with digital media, social media, etc. Interactive installations. This is fun stuff right here. You're going to see more and more of this as everything continues to evolve. Multifaceted combination of different technologies to create completely unique and custom brand experiences.
Sind wir schon mehr als 11%? Yes, 11%! Woo! Ja, aber...
I'm going to move to motion tracking. So we have a depth camera, connect, leap, or infrared. So you're tracking movement, right? You have content on back-end server, you have projectors or LED screens, something to put that content on. And that equals a motion tracking experience. So it's a very simple approach to motion tracking, which can get a lot more complex. There's so much you can do with this technology. The automobile industry has a lot in the AR space. Volvo is one of the most cutting edge. I'm going to show you a couple examples from them. Also, GES just subcontracted a deal with Cadillac to us that hopefully will come to fruition for the Colonial, big golf tournament. There'll be a pretty cool AR experience in that tent. So again, multi-sensory, augmented reality, vibration, audio, POV. That's a pretty clever use. Top 5 most liked and shared AR experiences and flip our history in the full print campaign and everything else that went along with it. So pretty clever combination of tech and print. Going back to automobiles. So new features and innovations of the V40 model. Over 700,000 visitors, 80 countries downloaded the app, 900,000 experience in Beijing. So it's traveling basically all over the place from trade show to trade show, and very successful, as well as in dealerships. Volvo came out with another one several years ago, and it was the reason why they actually came out with that recent campaign that I just showed you there, because this was famous. This is one of the most groundbreaking AR experiences that's ever been done. This is just a layered PSD file to show you how it worked, or to show you how it looked. And basically, it was the first YouTube homepage takeover ever for AR, and it was 192,000 clicks on YouTube masthead banner. That's pretty awesome analytics there. 9.6 interaction rate, and the site traffic was up almost 300% all in one day. So you can see how fast this happens, how it works, and it's just fun to geek out on this stuff and how the back end post game works. So this is our AR. Don't laugh at our fat heads on here. This is pretty pretentious for us to be on our own video, but this wasn't supposed to be used for this presentation, but I'm going to show you anyway.
To engage children and really grab their attention, you have to use the technology they're used to using on a daily basis. They're used to controlling the content and really exploring and touching and feeling and moving, and that's the key here.
Traditional augmented reality is dependent on a marker that's on screen. It's got to be on screen for that experience to come to life. What we're trying to do here is augmented reality 2.0. We're going to take the marker out of the equation, and what we're going to do is actually have a virtual world that surrounds you. It's all around you. It's tracked in place so that no matter where you're at, you have a great point of view.
And this is just the beginning. It goes beyond museums. We see it going into the classroom in the education market. We see it going into the medical field. The possibilities really are endless.
Josh is our creative guru in the house, my business partner, co-founder. Josh, you want to tell him a little bit about
AR 2.0?
Just
catch you up on that one. That idea was kind of born really after the Pro opened up. Kind of the idea kind of came from, for the folks who've been to the Pro on the 4th floor, the large T-Rex fossil they have there. It was kind of born out of the idea from a kid's point of view, what would they see? Can we actually augment and put a virtual dinosaur right there in front of them to explore, right? So we trying to figure out how we could do that, which is why it's a prototype in development right now, is we obviously couldn't do the traditional route of putting a marker on there. So we're developing a system of triangulation and programming and software, and it's fairly complex. I don't want to bore you with it right now. We're actually getting to the point where we're putting the dinosaur directly there in front of them, and via an iPad, a phone, whatever it might be, you can actually have interactive touch points on there too, and bring the dinosaur to life. As well as you saw in the demo too, is you actually, maybe one of the stations, if there's a station there, you could actually control it via a game controller of some sort. So again, this is our version of AR 2.0 is what we're calling it. You know, there's traditional AR via markers. What we're trying to do is take that to the next level, really do something different here. So it's been a challenge so far. It's been fun, but we're very close to releasing it soon. So stay tuned.
And 6 months ago, we couldn't have done this because of the processing power on iPads and phones, etc. So, we have a locked-off version and a free roaming version we're working on right now. So, thank goodness technology's come around where ideas like this can come to fruition. So, pretty clever stuff too. I mean, the Pro Museum, if you haven't been there, please go. It's one of the coolest, most innovative, tech-advanced places in Dallas, and it's just a damn good time if you're an adult or a kid. But again, imagine looking at a T-Rex on the 4th floor, not just seeing bones, but you're seeing a true-to-life, to-the-inch, fully skinned, textured T-Rex. The kids will absolutely go ape, pardon my French. So projection mapping, we love this stuff. We did a pretty successful one on the side of the Perot Museum. We've got another one coming out for Methodist Dallas pretty quick down at Bishop Arts, the brand new glass facade that they have there. And again, the Coke campaign, you may have seen the giant billboard on 35 on the W. So we're about to bring that thing to life. Cross your fingers that happens on Monday, because it's going to be way cooler than just print, right? It's going to be moving. So again, projection mapping. There's a couple really good players on this in town. Alfred's been around a while. They do a great job. We've been doing this for a while, and there's several others. But it's just really, really fun stuff. The technology, basically, we can map anything, any object nowadays. If you have the CAD drawings of a certain object, it makes it way easier. We don't have to blend it in such a difficult manner, because it can take time. But from buildings to cars to faces, very cool stuff. Virtual reality. We're going to have some fun with the Oculus here in a little while. So basically what virtual reality is an artificial environment that suspends the user's belief and accepts it as a real environment. Oculus Rift enables us to have the feeling of presence and be fully immersed. So South by had a really cool campaign that someone had just created. I don't know who it was, but it's pretty damn clever, using the Game of Thrones, The Wall.
Southwest, and I saw you in the Game of Thrones Oculus Rift machine there. It seemed pretty intense. Can you just kind of tell me what it was like for you in there?
It was absolutely amazing, because it's not just like the Oculus and like the headphones. They've got like the wind machine, and like the floor moves as well, and it's really scary. And I thought it was going to be fun, which it was, but it was really scary as well.
Pretty clever stuff. It's a traveling exhibit, and it was just at South by. And the nerds of the world are going pretty nuts on it, because Game of Thrones is obviously a great show. But again, it's a blend of physical scenery and virtual. And it had cold temperatures, it had wind in those little booths. I mean, just plain clever. And of course, the video game world. We worked a lot with Activision, Blizzard, and GameStop, and that world is being taken over by the future of VR.
I remember something about not crossing the streams.
How cool is this? We're actually in the presentation.
Welcome, GameStop managers, to Skyland.
Oh, this guy's asking for it.
Welcome, GameStop managers, to Blizzard Entertainment's campus here in beautiful Irvine, California.
Vengeance shall be mine.
We've set the record for the biggest entertainment launch of all time. So first and foremost, huge thanks to all of you. Call of Duty wouldn't be where it is today without all of your hard work. This year, we're going big like never before. We're excited to show you the most innovative Call of Duty of all time.
So it's a full body motion capture solution. It can be integrated into all major video game engines. So again, people combining VR, Oculus, different body wear, it's going to be incredible. The future of this in the gaming world. You know, we're lucky to be in that world. It's pretty fun stuff. And I definitely want to show you the running exhibit at the Pro Museum if you've never experienced it. This is one of our favorite local community-based projects. We won an award on this thing at AEM, and it's pretty fun. You gotta get up there and do it, please. Just make sure you stretch first, because you might bust your butt, pull a hammy like I did. But cool news on this too. The Hunt Oil family bought the rights to the run exhibit, or rights to the sports hall the run exhibit sits in, and of course they own the Chiefs and FC Dallas. So it looks like we're gonna be able to shoot with Jamal Charles in a couple weeks and get him on that jumbotron, or on the run exhibit. But even though he's a Dallas Cowboys player, he did go to UT, and of course he's one of the top running backs in the NFL. So exciting stuff. But for these experiences, it's all about the return of the investment with the brand. So again, 3 categories of this, breaking these metrics down, and technology and the post-game, social media, and software, etc., gives us good, solid metrics. Sometimes they're a little bit hard to fathom and understand, but the brands, they get it. So the deal is return on the investments, measurement, of course, in the terms of the business value. And then we can analyze users' pre and post behavior to determine a lift in value and compare attendee value to control group of consumers. So number 2 is key performance indicators. So you can basically provide actionable optimization recommendations and compare one event against another. So these stats help us reinforce the importance of experiences to the brands instead of just your local, print campaigns, your billboards, your advertisements, your commercials. This stuff has to be tracked. There's all kinds of metrics here, of course. And then we have insight, so providing context and planning with a level of visibility. It's basically the why behind the data. Why is this data important? Well, it's really important to us and to them because, it's all about impressions. There's normal impressions, there's high quality, memorable impressions, the buzzworthy stuff that gets the attention, creates word of mouth, goes crazy viral online. That's the why, and that's the reason why experiences are important. So again, software like My Event Metrics and eShots, collaborations with people like Century Interactive is key, and thanks to my buddies Ben Grossman and Fountainhead as well. So that's pretty much it. Appreciate you guys today, and hopefully we gave you some inspiration on new things going around and happening all over the world on the experiential marketing side. I wish we could show you more of what we're working on, but hopefully these large-scale brand activations will inspire you on what's to come, because there's going to be a lot more of these experiences. So it's a fun time to be in this world, and thank you so much for y'all's time, and we're going to give you guys some demos. You can play with the Oculus and be immersed in an environment. So thank you again.